Te Dominum confitemur.
Te eternum Patrem, omnis terra veneratur.
Tibi omnes angeli, tibi celi et universe potestates.
Tibi cherubim et seraphim, incessabili voce proclamat.
Sanctus,
Sanctus,
Sanctus, Dominus Deus Sabaoth.
Pleni sunt celi et terra, majestatis gloriae Tue.
Te gloriosus apostolorum chorum.
Te propheta.
It feels good to be in Padua. Is this the Basilica or the Cathedral? Basilica? Minor Basilica of St. Anthony of Padua. It feels so great to be here. I put Padua on the itinerary just for the three ladies, Margie, Jacqueline, and Marissa, because they told me, Father Ryan, if you don't include Padua in the trip, we're not going to go with you. So your wish is my command. We're here with our great saints. St. Anthony, he died young at the age of 35 from ergotism. Young priest, Augustinian turned Franciscan, and yet he's a doctor of the church. There are like 10,000 Canaanite saints, but there are only 36 doctors. He's one of the youngest. Therese being the youngest at the age of 24, he's 35. When it comes to St. Anthony, a few things call to mind. He's a patron saint of lost things, right? Lost things. And second, he loves Our Lady so much. He used to say, the sweet name of Mary, invoke her name more and more each day. The name of Mary is sweeter to the lips than the honeycomb, more delightful to the ears than a sweet song, more entrancing to the heart than the purest joy. He calls Our Lady the new Eve, star of the sea, and he calls her the throne of God made of the purest ivory. This is in the 13th century. The dogma of the Immaculate Conception, that Mary is conceived without original sin, won't be defined until the 19th century, in 1854. And yet, this is 6th century earlier, he already proclaimed that she's pure, sinless, spotless, immaculate, perfect of all God's creatures, the perfection of God's masterpiece. St. Anthony, his name was Ferdinando. He was Portuguese, as you have heard from Sylvia, who was born in Lisbon. And in the 13th century, every boy aspired to become a knight with a shining armor to fight to restore the glory of God back to Holy Mother Church. Because the Muslims were taking over the Holy Land and the Morocco. So Ferdinando had a great, excellent memory. He studied really well. He had this photographic memory. He was in Lisbon, but he couldn't study in Lisbon. He got too many friends and relatives. So his family sent him to Coimbra, a town 120 miles north of Lisbon, to study. He was ordained a priest at the age of 19. And he was in charge of being the guest master, in charge of hospitality. And he would receive strangers and beggars, and among them were the Franciscan friars, Franciscan brothers and priests. They're walking probably barefoot or on sandals. And he would feed them, and they would tell them stories. We got our friars in Morocco. They're preaching to the Muslims. And some are persecuted, tortured. And then the day came when 5 Franciscan friars were beheaded. And King Alfonso II was able to ransom the bodies back to Portugal. But the king and the queen couldn't find a place to honor the bodies of these 5 martyrs. They couldn't find a place. So the queen said, let the donkey just haul this body to wherever it wants to go. That's according to divine providence. Just let it haul the bodies. And lo and behold, the donkey hauls the body to the monastery of St. Anthony in Coimbra. He was venerating the bodies, and he asked himself, what am I doing here as an Augustinian priest? This cushy, nice little monastery. I want to be like the Franciscan, walking barefoot, laying down for my faith, to go to Morocco to be a martyr. That's when he switched the order. He asked for permission to switch from Augustinian to Franciscan. He changed his name from Ferdinando to Anthony, after St. Anthony of Egypt. He was put on the ship to be sailed to Morocco. On the way there, he was sick, so sick that they sent him back to Portugal, but there was a violent storm. He got blown off course to the coast of Messina in Sicily. He recovered his health and on the coast of Messina. He was walking on the beach day after day, asking the Lord, why can't I become a martyr? What am I doing here in Sicily? This is not Portugal. Then he heard that there will be a general chapter of the Franciscan in Assisi North, where he would meet the founder of the order, St. Francis himself, where a new friar would receive new assignments. Anthony did not speak Italian well. He was the last. He didn't get any good assignment. They sent him to be like a hermit in Monte Palo, near the foothills of Assisi, to say mass for some brothers up on the hillside, to cook, to clean pots and pans, a normal life as a hermit. And then another invitation from heaven, where he heard of there's this ordination in a town called Forli up north. There was an ordination that there will be a group of Dominican preachers. These belong to the order of preachers. Dominicans, they are well known for the preaching. And the Franciscans are also invited to be there too. The Franciscan, they thought that the Dominican would be chosen, one of them would be chosen to preach at the ordination mass. They didn't have anyone. Anthony somehow was chosen to preach. He stood up, he rose, and he preached brilliantly. They were stunned. How can this lowly Franciscan preach so well, even better than the Dominicans? And the bishop of the Dominicans said to the superior of the Franciscans, I didn't know you guys can preach like that. His superior goes, I didn't know either. All I knew, he was cooking, cleaning pots and pans in the hermitage in Monte Palo. We didn't know he could preach. That's when they moved St. Anthony out of the hermitage to be on the road, to be a preacher, and then a wonder worker, a miracle worker, perform many, many miracles. Among them, there was a story of a merchant who did not believe in the Eucharist. St. Anthony made a challenge with him. Bring your donkey after 3 days. Let it starve for 3 days. Then I will show you the power of the Eucharist. St. Anthony, after 3 days, standing on the corner with the monstrance, the Eucharist, on the other side, the merchant with a bucket of oats. Let's see how the donkey would respond, either to the bucket of oats or the Eucharist. The donkey went to Anthony's side, knelt before the Eucharist. St. Anthony, he loves Our Lady so much. He said, Mary, for all eternity, has been predestined from all eternity to be the daughter of God. Predestined. This is my personal reflection for this whole trip. We are predestined for some greatness. Not ordinary, not mediocrity, but some kind of greatness. Predestined from eternity. St. Anthony, his heart is restless. Again, he thought he would become an Augustinian. Nope. Franciscan. Nope. Martyr. Couldn't be a martyr. Hermit. Nope. Preacher, wonder worker. So dig inside your heart. Move away from the comfort zone, complacency, and find the deepest call. He would ask us today, what treasures are you looking for today? What is the tug on your heart? Again, the sweet name of Mary should be invoked every day It is sweeter to the lips than the honeycomb, more delightful to the ears than a sweet song, more entrancing to the heart than the purest joy.
Te gloriosus apostolorum chorum,
Te prophetarum laudabilis numerum,
te martyrum candidatus laudate exercitum,
Te per orbem terrarum sancta confitetur ecclesia.
Patrem immense majestate